most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Short, physical therapist.
Brad Heine, physical
Together,
therapist.
we're the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
All right. 5 signs your back is about to have an episode of pain.
Yeah, and we don't need any episodes.
Right. I was going to say 5 signs your back is about to be thrown out.
Mhm.
You know, that's kind of a layman's term, which your back really doesn't throw out. You know, it doesn't go out.
Yeah, it's like if you're throwing a baseball or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an episode.
By the way, if you're new to our channel, we are doing a massive giveaway this
Ooh.
week. We are giving away 4 massage guns,
Oh,
1
yeah.
handheld massager. One person gets all of these. So
That's hundreds of dollars worth.
it is hundreds of dollars.
It's a biggie.
So and everybody loves massage guns.
Right.
So you can check it out on Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page.
There you go.
Or go to bobandbrad.com and go to
Mhm.
the giveaway section.
And you could give 3 of them away for Christmas presents and keep 1 or 2 for yourself.
That's right.
Yep.
Or keep them all yourself.
That's
You
right.
can be greedy. We don't
You're
care.
right. Make a display case in your house.
That's right. All right, let's talk about 5 signs your back's about to get in
Ah,
trouble here. So
right.
if you have, number 1, if you've been sitting too much,
Mhm.
driving, on the couch, on the desk. So basically what we're talking about here is this is a spine, and when it has a proper posture, it has the S curve. Is this
Right.
a S to you, or is this a S to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a slight curve out at the neck, a slight curve in at the low back.
Right.
What happens is people make a C curve and they're like this all day long.
It's a little exaggerated.
Yeah, it's
Not
a-
always, though.
Not always.
Sometimes not.
So if you're sitting at your desk, eventually it goes into
Type,
this position,
yeah.
right?
Oh.
Driving, especially if the seat
Arms
give
up,
out,
seat's not adjusted
Right.
properly.
you can do that. Eventually, you're gonna run into pain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yep. Happens over time, typically.
I find a lot of times if you stack events, like I remember one day I was had to drive in the car for a long distance.
Yep.
And then I had to do some lifting right when I got out of the car.
Sure.
And
Out of the trunk.
right, and it was just a bad combination
Right.
of sitting for 3 hours and then lifting right away.
Right.
Oh,
Get up and walk a little bit first, and then go to the trunk and remove the heavy object.
which brings us to number 2, Brad.
Oh, yes.
So if you are a person that gets no movement in your back, just sits a lot,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't get any walking, you're going to run into trouble too. So Stuart McGill, one of our favorite guys, a PhD, and has done a lot of work with back pain.
And he's from Canada.
And he's from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We won't hold that against him, but he won't hold it against us.
Yeah,
okay?
he's a nice guy.
So anyway, he recommends walking is one of the main things he
Mhm.
recommends for back pain.
Right.
At least 3 to 4 times a day, like 10 to 15 minutes. He says, get out, walk. Best thing you can do for your back. Gets the blood flow going, gets the movement going.
Yeah, it's
You know,
just he calls it a balm.
Yeah,
I don't like that
nature's
word.
balm.
Yeah, I
I-
like
I know you don't.
something just relaxing. But
All
anyways,
right. Let's say now, besides the sitting, let's say you carry that flex position into lifting. If you lift something off the floor and I bend over like this, carrying
yeah,
like this,
yeah,
making the bed.
yeah, oh
you know?
yeah, all these activities that can promote that rounded posture, and a lot of people are completely oblivious to it or unaware of it
Right.
because they haven't seen our channel.
Well, they haven't seen themselves.
That's
They're
true,
filmed
right.
a lot of times. They'll see it. Oh my
Mm,
gosh,
yeah.
that looks terrible.
Including ourselves.
Right,
Yeah, we've seen
right.
ourselves on film. I don't know where, but what the hell was I
On this
doing?
channel, I'd say.
Oh man, my filter's going, Bob. I
couple
just
thousand.
swore again.
Okay. All right, number 4. If you have tender spots throughout the muscles,
Mhm.
especially your back, that's a kind of a pre-pain sign.
Mhm.
You're already tender to touch. Pretty soon it's going to be tender even when you don't touch it.
Sure.
So like if you push along the muscles or have somebody push along the muscles of your spine, they're like, yeah, they're really sore. It could also be fascia, that we have that
Right.
tough fibrous material in the
Right.
backbone
It's very broad.
onto the
It's
muscle.
right.
Yep. And
And this is one of the things as a therapist, we'll have someone lie down for assessment and you'll go along those muscles and you'll hit that tender spot. Oftentimes it's associated with tightness and you need to get that to relax and get the pain out of there.
all right, this is number 5. I think is a real common one, and it fits my back very, very closely. If your back feels tired,
Mhm.
like fatigued, like
Yeah.
it's just worked too much, that's the step before pain.
Mhm.
I always say that's the pre-pain phase, because if your back is tired, it's gonna give way soon.
Right. Yeah, the
So
muscles aren't there to support like they should. You probably are losing your posture without even being aware of it, and then you stress it, and it's a perfect uh, recipe for disaster.
right. So
Mhm.
very quickly, Brad, I thought we wouldn't leave people hanging here. What do you
Well,
do?
we've been babbling for
Yeah.
5 minutes.
No, what do you do when you are in a pre-pain
Sure.
mode here? Basically, you really do the opposite of everything we just said. If
What?
you've been sitting too much, you get up,
Yep.
you try to move, try to get some.
Yeah.
You don't sit with no movement. You try to get some walking in.
Right.
You, if you lift and carry and bend with your back
Hmm.
bent, you want to lift it with the back straight.
Right. And exaggerate. Get the shoulders back, chin in,
Yeah.
and, and work on that body mechanics. We work with that with a lot of people.
And if your back feels tired, don't try any lifting at the time.
Right.
Give it a rest, let it recover before
Mhm.
you do something very strenuous with it.
Right. I just want to throw in one more thing for probably 80% of the people, roughly. If you do not have stenosis, lumbar or spinal stenosis,
Right.
or spondylolisthesis, a stretch backwards like this can be very beneficial before you sit down if you're sitting for a long time, or after you like get out of the car and gently go back like this. I got spondylolisthesis and I do this a little bit, but not so much.
So what he's implying is if you have one of those conditions, it may actually hurt to go back.
Right. Yeah,
So you're not going to do that, obviously.
exactly.
Actually, you're going to feel a little bit better to be flexed a little bit
Right.
sometimes. But
Yeah, that's another. We got
yeah.
videos on those too.
All right. So listen to us even without a head. I don't know where I'm going with this, but do the right thing and don't make your back hurt.
Yeah, thank you.